going to start with conversation like what's you think one of the most common things you can say in your daily life in Spanish? Like what's the scenario? Yeah, I think that's the word. You can like express yourself in Spanish. Like in that moment, I want to speak Spanish.
Okay. You would say hello. How are you?
Mm-hmm. And
So hola Mariana, ¿cómo está?
mm-hmm. So, for example, you told me you are a teacher of ski. I don't know how to say this.
Sí,
Yeah.
sí, yeah. Ah,
So, what's one of the yeah conversations or phrases you would like to know in Spanish? In that case.
Oh, well, I think for now, when I'm just learning, just being able to say, how are you today? Did you have a good flight? Because most people who are speaking Spanish and coming to where I work are going to be from South America.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you have a good trip? Where are you staying? Um,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. Where did you eat dinner last night? Was it good?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, um, how, that sort of stuff. I don't know that. Whoops, did I
No,
do
no,
that?
no. It's me. I did it.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if at this point I would get advanced enough to say, well, this is how we put on our ski boots, or this is the way your ski pole should fit and all that. That might be, I don't think I'm ready for that kind of,
Mm-hmm.
more like, oh, if you were thirsty, we'll stop and get some water,
Okay.
or
So,
what?
for we're going to like talk for each phrase. We're going to talk about each phrase and to be able to recognize which words do we know, which words we are able to like form the phrase, and yeah, and of course it's going to these phrases are going to have like new words like we haven't talked about because when we talk we use a lot of words that are more complicated than what we think. So
Okay.
we're going to start with that. So you told me that you wanted to say like how was your flight, right?
Yes.
So it would be so it is how was your flight, right?
Yep.
So your flight. So as you can tell, we're going to need a past sentence. Like this is a this contains past, right? And we haven't
Yep.
talked about that. But here we're going to introduce like that topic.
Okay.
And but we know already some of the words, like two words, like this. Do you remember how to say how in Spanish?
Is it como?
Como. Mm-hmm.
Como?
Y your. How do you say your?
Your. Let me take a look. Uh, no sé.
Okay, so let's do like a little review for question words before talking about this phrase. Question words. So the question words are like what, why, and those words, right? So, do you know any in Spanish? For example, como. That's one. Do you know any other one?
Uh, I know these and that.
Okay, como. And yeah, that's the word you use to say ¿cómo estás? Right. And for example, do you recognize this word?
Okay, yeah, what?
Mm-hmm. Uh, this one.
Por qué? Yeah, why?
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to add the these things because in Spanish we use two, two like question marks. I don't know how to say
Oh,
that.
you do?
Yes, these two. Like to open and close the question.
I see.
Mm-hmm. So we have como, que, por qué. Do you recognize this one? Cuando.
When?
Mm-hmm. ¿Dónde?
Where?
Mm-hmm. And I think that's it. Ah, okay. And ¿cuál?
Uh, Quiet. Uh, let's see. What, where, how, why? Why? No. Yeah, what? No, why is por qué?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when?
No, it's which.
Which? Okay.
And like the little translation is which, right? But we use cuál also, like for example, the question, uh, what's your name? In Spanish is in Spanish is ¿cuál es tu nombre?
Which is your name?
Yes. So for asking to ask things like that belongs to you, kinda, yeah, things that are yours, like tu nombre, or for example, what's your favorite color? For example, you're using the word your, so it makes reference to something that is yours, right? So also it's what's your favorite color, right? And you're using the word what in English. What's your favorite color? But in Spanish, we're going to say ¿cuál es tu color favorito? Okay.
So could you also say like ¿qué es tu color favorito?
No. When we're going to use ¿cuál? Like for example, you can tell in these cases, uh, you kind of have like many, you have options for the answer, right? Like ¿cuál es tu color favorito? So you are asking for something really specific, right? For this.
Mm-hmm.
And also in name. So for all of those questions, like what's your, for example, your address, it would be ¿cuál es tu dirección? So questions about like personal information, we're always going to use ¿cuál?
¿Cuál?
Mm-hmm.
So if if there's not an option for the answer, then is it a word other than qual?
Um, like, okay, I think you can use que and you can use cuál, right? Like you have
Right.
those two options,
Yeah, okay.
right? But qual, I think it's the specific case for uh, personal information. And when I'm going to research for more cases, when I have that information, I'm going to tell you, okay? But now I'm going to write here like for which is qual, and for what in for personal information, because and what for personal information, because for example, if you're going to ask what day is today, right? You
Yes.
also have like options, but in this case you're not going to use cual, you're going to use que día es hoy, because it's not something about you, it's not personal information.
Okay, so you use K when it's not personal information.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, personal information, like um like data, I don't know the word, data about you.
Well, it's not just data, but things. Yeah, so things like your favorite color, your
Mm-hmm.
favorite food, uh, your favorite soccer team,
Mm-hmm.
football team.
Yes.
Um, okay.
Yeah, things like that. And finally, we have the word cuánto, which means how much. Okay, so when we ask for prices and time, we're going to use cuánto.
So I would say, ¿cuánto es my Spanish class?
Yeah, but when you say how much is, yeah, you can use like the verb is, right? But it's in Spanish we're going to use like how much it costs. So cuánto cuesta.
¿Cuánto cuesta?
Mm-hmm. Cuánto cuesta. Or for example, if you're asking for the time, or how long are you going to take, or how long, yeah, how long are you going to take, it will be cuánto te demoras.
Right.
Okay.
How long are you going to take? Okay. How that's like I'm going to go into this store and you would say, ¿Cuánto te demoras?
Yes, cuánto
Okay.
te demoras.
Okay, demoras. What's te? That's
Okay,
t.
so this gives us the opportunity to talk about reflexive verbs. So, verbos reflexivos. Verbos reflexivos. I don't know if we have talked about it.
That before we get there, ¿Cuánto cuesta means like that means what's the difference between ¿Cuánto cuesta and ¿Cuánto?
¿Cuánto? Like you're not specific,
Specifying.
specifying, yeah, specifying like what are you asking? Like I know how much in English like tells you more information, but in Spanish if you just say cuánto, like you're not asking for anything in particular, because I don't know if you're asking me for price or you're asking me for time. Like it
So
doesn't.
if you say ¿Cuánto cuesta, that's how much is this? How much is this?
Yeah, how much it cost. Yeah.
Does it cost? Okay. And you could say like cuánto, I don't know, dinero do you have or something? Like how much money do you have?
Yes.
Okay. It wouldn't be cuánto cuesta because okay. Yes. I understand that.
Okay, perfect. So we have reflexive verbs. For example,
Okay.
demorarse, like to be late, or not to be late, like you're going to take more time than what you expect, or demorarse is how much time you're going to spend doing something. So I don't know how to explain that.
Okay.
So, for example, demorarse. As you can tell, this verb ends with se.
Yes.
So, any other verb we talked before, and then in ar, er, ir, right? But this one ends with se. And if you like separate this, demorar is a verb by itself. Okay? So, when we have these kind of verbs, they mean that you're doing the action, like you're going to do the conjugation for the verb this without saying, right? And you're going to do the conjugation for the person who is doing the action. But these verbs also tells me which person is going to receive the action. For example, if you're going to spend time in something, like you're doing the action and you also receiving like the consequences of that. So that's why here this word shows up. Everything good?
Uh, sorta. Yeah. What does the verb demar demorar without the se? What does that verb mean?
Uh, demorar,
Demorar.
demorar, yeah. It's like usually the verbs means like kinda the same, but when you're doing this, like you add this, it's because you're specifying the action is like I don't know how to say it in English.
Okay. I don't know
I'm
that
going
I'm,
to look for the word in, because I know it's important. Recaer in relapse. Relapse. I think. So let's do another example so you can tell the difference. Dormir. Sí. Dormirse. To sleep.
okay.
Okay. So if you just say dormir, it's going to mean the
To
same, to sleep, like both.
to sleep.
Yeah, dormirse and dormir is the same, right? But when you add the word, like in this case, te, you're specifying that you are the one who is sleeping. For example, yo
Oh, I see. Okay.
duermo a las 8 de la mañana, o yo me duermo a las 8 de la mañana. This one is, and also the reflexive verbs are common to use in daily routines. For example, to sleep, like that's something you do every day. So that's why this word over here shows up. Yo me duermo a las 8 de la mañana. here you're specifying you're the one who is sleeping.
Okay.
Okay, so for that we have a few options for that
So,
word.
scusa, professore.
Dime.
What's what's the difference between me and te?
Yeah, the I'm going to tell you now. So we have a few options. Yeah, te and me and another ones. So when here you can tell I'm talking about me and I'm the one who is sleeping. But here I'm asking you how
Ah,
long you're going to take. So
okay.
for yo for
Joe.
mhm, yo you're going to use me. For tú it's te. For ella, and this one has the same word. Ella, él, usted, usted,
Yeah.
ellos, ellas, and ustedes. All of those have the same word, and it's same.
Okay. So all the other.
Only what?
I was gonna say all the others except nosotros is nos.
Mm-hmm. Nosotros, nos. So, for example, if I want to say how long are we going to take, like we, it will be cuánto nos demoramos.
Demoramos. How long?
Yeah, and it's going to be demoramos and not demoras because we haven't talked about that. About
Oh,
the
because demoranas is us more than one.
it's the conjugation for that verb for us, demoramos. And
Hmm.
this one is the conjugation for tú.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay.
Okay, so okay, question words, and here also we talk about the possessive nouns. I think it's the word that you told me you don't remember how to say your in Spanish. This.
See, I don't.
So let's
Well, you are. Well, you are. Yeah,
you
but
are.
yeah, you are is not your.
No.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So
Right.
if I wanna say my, I'm going to say me.
Okay.
Or if I'm talking about something in plural, it would be mis.
Mies. Yeah. We used that last time.
Yes. Like it depends of the amount, singular or plural. So I'm going to
Hmm.
change that. And for your, but let's clarify here. I'm going to use tú. It's tú.
So two in parentheses is singular, and two with is okay. Which one's the plural form?
Okay, so this one over here, this one with the
Hmm.
mark means you.
Yeah.
But these ones without the mark means your.
Your.
And this one is the plural.
Ah. Okay.
And I put here tú because I can say your but talking about usted. Like doing reference, like if I'm talking to you and I'm using usted, I'm going to use a different word to talk about something that is yours. I'm going
Okay.
to use su or sus.
Okay. Now the difference between tu and usted is when would you use one and not the other?
This one is informal and this one is formal.
Okay.
So, like if you're talking to your friends or something like that, you're going to use tu. If you're talking to, like, yeah, someone you don't know, maybe you use the word usted.
So like a new student that I would have for the very first time, I would say usted.
Yeah,
Usted.
but we don't. Um, like some in some countries, they think like this is really respectful, and this one is more informal. Like it really depends on the country. Like for example, if someone in the street asks me for a direction or an address, I'm going to use tu because it's not disrespectful. But for example, if I'm talking to a professor in my university, I'm going to use usted.
Okay.
Yeah, it really depends. Like I'm not. I say that because I don't think if you use tu when you're talking to a new student, I don't think they're going to feel like offended or anything like that.
They will not.
No, they.
Okay.
And for hair, okay, this is going to be the same. Here, his, or their. It's also su, sus.
Okay.
And finally, for nosotros, that's our, it would be nuestro or nuestros, right, if it's more than one, but also because this word ends with o, I also have to do the change um, depending on the gender of the object or the thing I'm talking about. Nuestra
Hmm.
or nuestras.
Okay.
Okay, so finally, how would be this question? Would be
Is
como.
that is that something you would say? How was your flight, or would you say how? What? I mean, that would be a common thing to say, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. ¿Cómo estuvo? Estuvo is the past form of the verb estar. ¿Cómo estuvo tu vuelo? If you're like using tu, right? Or you
Yeah.
can also say ¿cómo estuvo su vuelo? Right.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So Sue would be more formal than
Mm-hmm.
two.
Yes, exactly.
So we've got a lot more to do with the star and Sarah, right?
Yeah.
more more tenses.
Yes. We're going to talk about the past, but we're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
So what was the other question?
Uh, where are you staying?
Where are you?
So you would be like, where we didn't talk about, oh, donde,
Mm-hmm.
donde,
And now I don't think you can like guess. No,
well, I'd be what?
I don't think you can guess the rest of the question.
You don't think so? Okay, you're probably right. I probably can't.
No, estás quedando?
So it's te because where are where are you? Where you are, and quedando means what does that mean?
Quedando, okay, staying, it would be quedarse.
Oh, okay. Quedarse,
Quedarse is staying, like to stay, to stay,
to stay.
to stay. And here, you're asking, are you staying? So you're using the ing. You're
Hmm.
going to use the ndo, right?
Yeah. So
But
F. Oh, go ahead.
okay, no, but this verb is reflexive, so it ends in se. That's why I'm going to add this word, because I know I told you like some of the verbs like it means the same with or without, and this se is just to emphasize who is the person receiving the action. But some of the other verbs doesn't mean the same with the se or without the se. So you're in this case, if you're asked donde estás quedando, it it's not going to translate the same. Like if you ask that, it's not going to be where are you staying. You have to add te, so I can know you're talking about this verb to stay and that um, to do like the correct question.
Okay. So verbs that end in se, if you want it to have the ing form, then the se gets ndo or ando. Ndo.
No, you're for the NDO thing,
Yeah.
you're going to think about the verb just like that, like quedar. So it would be like it ends in AR, so it would be quedando.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the se again. That means what?
And SE, like
Yeah.
this tells me that it's
That.
reflexive. So that's why I add this word.
But what does reflective mean?
It usually is like you're receiving the action, like that's the
You're
general meaning.
receiving the action. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he. Okay.
Yeah, because if you say, yeah, you're the one who is doing the action and receiving the consequences of that. Like it's a weird concept. Just think like if there's reflexive verb, you're going to tell. Like you're going to know if you see this word, for example, or this word in a sentence, then
Hmm.
you're going to say like, ah, okay, they're talking about reflexive verbs.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, so, so the Kadar say, so when you say it, the person is receiving the consequence of their action. It's not the person. It's not me speaking it. It's the person to whom I'm speaking
Mm-hmm.
that's receiving the consequence of the action.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why you have to have the se, and because you have the se, and that makes it a reflective verb,
Mm-hmm.
then you must put the te to in front of the to be.
Yes, because you're talking like you, right? So that's why it's they. Also, like this is the informal question, right? Like if you're talking using tú,
Mm-hmm.
you can do the same question in a formal way where you ask dónde se está quedando. And this will be for usted.
Okay.
But yeah, this one is way more common. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the other question.
Uh, where are you from?
Okay.
Or where do you live? Where do you live?
Where are you from? You from? I think you're going to be able to do the question, maybe.
¿Dónde?
Yeah, I'm going to write what you said and then I'm going to correct you.
Okay.
¿Dónde?
Let's see. So would, like, we often would say, where are you from? If someone's from a different location than you, then you're where you are. Is that common to say, where are you from, or would you say, where do you live, or it doesn't matter?
No, if you're talking to someone that is not from where you actually in that moment talking,
Yeah.
it's common to say, where are you from?
Where are you from? Okay. Where are you? ¿Dónde? Let's see. Are you from? I don't know. I'll make it up. Te estás from?
Okay, so here in Spanish, like for us, it's like you guys in English talk backwards, right? So here you say, are you? So like you are, you're using that thing, right?
You are.
And we already know how to say that, right? We have two options. Eres
Yeah, you could. Eres or estás.
o estás, right?
O estás.
Here, which one am I going to use? Which one?
It would be eres.
Yeah, perfect. So it's almost, we're almost done. We missed this word, but I told you that you guys talk backwards. So here it's that word from means de, and I'm going to put it in the beginning of the
Oh, from where are you?
de donde eres.
Yeah. I think you guys talk backwards.
No.
De donde? Okay. From where are you?
And if you just say, where are you? Just, where are you? Not, where are you from? Just, where are you? Like, if you're talking to someone on the phone and you're going to meet with that person and, yeah, you're going to, where are you? So, it would be, ¿dónde
¿Dónde está?
estás?
Eres. ¿Dónde estás?
Perfect.
¿Dónde está? Yeah, okay.
Okay, perfect. So I think maybe one more question and then we're going to talk about some like easy grammar subject.
Okay.
So what other question you want to know?
Let's see. So where are you from would be de donde eres. Let's see. Where did you have dinner last night?
That was so specific.
Where did you eat last night?
Where did you eat? Okay, so again, we're going to use something in past. And we haven't talked about that, so don't scare.
Okay.
so we start with donde, and is did you eat, right?
Or you could say, how was your dinner last night? But we want to know where was your dinner last night? Okay, yeah.
How was your
But now let's stick with the first one, donde.
okay?
Where did you? Yeah.
Yeah, because if you ask how was your dinner last night, it's like a combination between the this question we're going to talk and this one. So it would be como estuvo and then last night. So
Mm-hmm.
donde. So it's in the past and the past for comer, eat.
Yeah.
For you is comiste. And last night is anoche.
So comiste is. Say that again.
The past
Comer.
for comer.
Okay,
For you.
comer is to eat, and comiste is you you've
Eight.
you ate. Okay, you ate. Okay.
But we're going to do the same. We're going to use the same for questions and everything. So yeah, because when you ask in English, you change like this. But we're going to say the same. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. What I mean is, in English, for example, if you say you ate, I don't know, bread last night,
uh-huh.
like you change the words. Like here you're using ate, you ate, and here you're using did you eat.
Okay, yeah, I see what you
But
mean.
in Spanish, it's going to be like we're going to use the same conjugation, like comiste pan anoche.
So, so are all IR verbs
Mm-hmm.
are they treated the same way as comer? Like
Yes.
you you slept last night, so you dormiste whatever anoche.
Yes, dormiste. Mm-hmm.
So they're all the okay.
Yeah, but we're going to specify that later because
Okay, that's yeah. Okay, all right.
it's like again we have rules, and if the verb is regular, yeah, it's going to be always like that.
Okay,
Okay, so
okay.
okay, now we're going to move on to the grammar subject, and it's about, I don't know if I told you. If I told you how to say there is or there are. Do you remember?
Uh, we talked about I have these and that, estos and esa.
Yeah, but here, yeah, we talk about that. But now we're going to talk like how do I express like the existence of something, like there is, there are, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to we use that words to express like existence of something, right? So in Spanish, we are going to use one word for those two, and it's I.
Oh, we did talk about this. Yeah.
Okay, I, right? And so for some people, it's confusing the difference between there is I and the difference between that and the verb to be. For example, it's different when I say there is a book. There is a book in the table, and when I say the book is on the table, is on the table.
Okay.
Right? So that difference is the same here and it's the same in Spanish. So I found some exercises here. Yeah, page
So-
22. So for those phrases, I have like two options: to use the word I or to use any conjugation of the verb estar.
well, yes, but I only know the present tense.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be present. Yeah, what
Okay.
I mean is like you have the option of estoy, estás, están,
Yeah,
están.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
Or
here,
so hay means there is, there are. I,
there is I. Mm-hmm.
I. Okay. I.
Okay. ¿Cuántos? Okay, and I didn't tell you that. When you're asking for
Quantos.
cuánto is how much, right? But when you're asking for something, uh, you can like count. Like for example, in this case, is books. Like cuántos libros. I'm going to add an S because I can count the books. That's why I don't ask how much books. No, I say how many books, right? So cuántos would be how many.
How many? Quantos. Quantos.
So let's do like maybe 3, 5 of these.
Okay. How many books are on the table?
Yes.
Uh, I would guess it would be estás?
No.
No.
It would be I
Hi.
because it's kind of the same. I think maybe not. There is a book on the table. Like I'm saying, there exists a book, one book on the table, right?
Right.
And when I asking this question, I am asking for the amount of the books, but I'm not asking of the specific location because I already said it. Like the intention of this question is to know like the existence of the books, like any amount, right? It's not the intention of the question is not to know the location.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's so you want to know how many books are on the table.
So it would be I.
I. Just I.
Yes. ¿Cuántos
¿Cuántos
libros
libros
hay
hay?
encima de la mesa?
Okay.
So, ¿cuántos libros hay encima de la mesa?
Okay.
Can you say that?
¿Cuántos libros hay encima de la mesa?
Yes, perfect. And for this one, where are
Your
your books?
books. ¿Dónde estás tus libros?
Here, yes, is the verb estar, but I'm using, like, I'm talking about your books. I'm not talking about you. So it would be ¿Dónde están tus libros?
Because
Plural.
it's plural. It's they. Okay.
They. Mm-hmm.
They. ¿Dónde están tus libros?
Okay, then it's too much information for today. You want to stop?
No, we'll do un más.
Okay, let's do the last one.
So, how many restaurants are in Madrid?
No, just like, are there too many restaurants in Madrid?
Are there too many?
Yeah,
Are you're saying there are too many, but it's a question though.
the question for that, like, are there too many? I don't know how to say the question.
Are there? So we would say, well, it's either got to be I or, okay, are there? Okay. Would it be están?
It would be I.
Ay, that's right.
I
Okay.
choose restaurantes en Madrid again because the intention for that question is to know like the amount of restaurants, and the amount is like the existence, no the location. So the difference between I and estar in this case is that you have to have in mind. It's the key for that. I is existence, and to be. So the verb estar, it's for location.
So you lost me there a minute. So estar means to be and it's location.
Yeah, we use it to make reference to the location. That's why for this I used estar. So, ¿dónde están tus libros? Because I want to know where. I want to know the location.
Okay.
And here for I is just the location. The I is existence.
I is for existence.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Hey, okay. Muy simpático.